What's up, everybody? Welcome to a online podcast of the Magic Hour. I'm your host, Majid Andary, aka Magic Leb. Please feel free to subscribe on my Instagram at Fame Film Agency and on my YouTube at Majid Andary. Today, I have a guest from Perth. Am I correct?
Yes, yeah. Perth. Hi. I'm from Perth.
Miss Gemma. How you doing? Gemma Frances, correct? Yes.
That's me, yes.
How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm procrastinating packing my bags for Melbourne Fringe,
nice.
But I thrive under pressure, so I will never change, probably.
Oh, that's terrific. I mean, so you're going to be performing at the Melbourne Fringe. Any chance that you're going to come to Adelaide as well?
Yes, I do have it on my list.
Yep.
Adelaide Fringe is obviously, I've heard it's a vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm probably looking at moving to the East Coast next year anyway, so it'd be easier to dot around to those things. When you live in Perth, it's sort of, we only travel by camel, so it's quite difficult to get places coming from the west.
My God,
so, yeah.
I've been a Lebanese in Australia for 22 years and we've got camels here?
Yeah, we actually sell them back to your people because our camels are more tough.
Really?
Yeah.
So
they're
ours
brought
are just
over.
stubborn, I guess. They just complain.
No, they're just not as tough cunts as our camels. But it's really nice to be able to get the Afghanis to bring the camels over, and then we didn't want them, so now they're running around getting all tough in the desert, and then we sell them back to you, even though you guys brought them over, and that's how imperialism is supposed to work, and I'm glad it is.
So whenever we need something toughening up, we just send it to Australia.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so we'll stop sending out women here. How did that sound?
I know, toughening up a woman, that's an impossible task.
No, I think they're just born with that kind of I don't know, gene or instinct, or rebellion, I would say.
Women in general or Lebanese women?
Well, the thing is, I can't say women in general, but I do know. You see, I was married for 16 years, and
oh, you poor love.
Yeah, and I felt like she literally went out of her way to make things harder than they were supposed to be. You know what I mean? Right? And but I don't want to. I'm not here to talk about that, even though I could talk about that for hours.
Don't worry, I've got that kind of pour your heart out to me written on my forehead.
But this will be like a podcast for people who are thinking about getting married, and then they'll change their minds the second they watch this podcast.
100%. I'm not allowed at weddings anymore because I'll just scream, don't do it.
I would have more fun at a funeral than a wedding because at least there's fun in funeral, And
death is the best.
I mean, like I feel like the way life is now, death is the only sweet thing about life at this moment.
Oh yeah, totally agree. I saw a funeral, one of those big long limos that takes the casket, and I thought, you lucky bastard.
You know what? I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm not inviting it. I'm not inviting it, but I sure as hell looking forward to it. So I don't know.
100% agree. And I think my friends and I always agree on this, that if the doctor comes in with his clipboard and is like, look, you've got 2 weeks to live, I'm getting heroin, and I'm mainlining heroin because I've always wanted to try it. I know it'd be too good. But if I know I'm going to die anyway, that's definitely the one thing I'm going to do.
Well, I'm going to borrow 500 grand from a loan shark mafia. And
that is such a good idea. I'm going to do that too to get the heroin.
So you can buy as much heroin as you want, right?
Yeah.
I want to buy so much blow while I get blown.
Blow, hookers, heroin.
Yeah. And
yes.
But the thing is, with my luck, I'll enter in remission. And I'll have.
You'd be like healed miraculously, and then you'd lose all your fingers.
Yeah. So I'll be dead anyway. But at least the thing is, the outcome will still be the same.
Yeah. And the death is iconic.
Yeah. and who can't say you put fun in funeral? Then imagine the eulogy I'll get with that story. Oh,
totally.
That's definitely better than going to the movies.
Oh yes, I agree.
Okay, so Gemma, how long have you been into comedy?
I've been doing comedy on and off for about 7 years now. I started up. There was like a show running up in Broome when I was living there, and I just kind of come out of a divorce, and I was in a cult for 10 years. So I ran up to Broome to like kind of get away from it all, as you do. And they had like an open mic night, and I just sort of be quite cathartic to talk about sort of some of the themes around divorce and being in a cult, and I just fell in love with the art. And then I came back to Perth and started doing it. I had a bit of a break, and I decided to write a fringe show last year, so I'm back in the game, and I'm absolutely loving it. I've never stopped thinking about it since the day I started. So
you're also a psychic.
Yes, I am.
I'm thinking between a number of 1 and a million. I'm just like 1 to 10.
69.
Oh, well.
Oh, no, 1 in 10. Yeah, I think people misconstrue what a psychic is. Even people that come for like serious readings, you know, it's not, being a psychic is not reading what's going to happen. It's reading what's in the room and what is likely to happen. That's more what a psychic will do for you, and they shouldn't be conning you out of your money.
No, of course not. Of course not. Well, that's too bad, because I was hoping it'd help me out for tomorrow's $30 million lottery.
I'm actually going on a popular game show when I'm in Melbourne, and so hopefully I win some money on that too.
Well, yeah, no, hey, you're psychic. You can probably tell whether or not you're gonna.
It's not looking good.
I wish you. I'll give you my psychic vibes. Hope that all goes well.
Oh, thank you so much. The Lebanese are very, very witchy psychic people.
We do have gypsies. We have gypsies, and
give me your tears, gypsy.
You'll be surprised how accurate they really are. You know,
I'm scared of Lebanese men, like, because I have a thing for Lebanese people and Egyptian people, but you know, they look into your soul, and it's kind of scary.
No, we look into your soul because we have a lot of love to give. You know,
I know, it's very scary and overwhelming.
Oh, well, yeah, that's the thing. Many women find genuinity terrifying. This guy actually likes me. I'm running away. You know, so yeah, that's yeah. Well, so. What actually inspired you to get into the whole gig?
Well, I knew I was funny. Like, you know, I think when you have a lot of trauma, that's how you cope.
Thank you, thank you. A lot of good comedians come from trauma and some torment. So they've been tormented, or they went through something tragic.
Yeah, and I think, you know, I have an English background, so, you know, a lot of my family's coping strategies is to use dark humor to cope with hard things, and I don't think that comedy is just a salve. I think comedy really is a way to reframe hard things you've been through, and to kind of be a hero in your own story rather than a victim. So I became interested in that when I was processing, you know, leaving a cult and, you know, my marriage not working out. So I started just writing down things I would say to my friends about it, you know, funny little throwaway lines. And I just thought it would be quite cathartic to share it with the world. And I'd imagine that, well, at the time I imagined that there would be people just like me out there that might feel seen in what I was saying. So that was the main reason.
Well, it can be very therapeutic to do comedy. You know, there is...
It can also be, you know, compacting your trauma, but that's fine.
And there's always room for over-exaggeration to really push the limits to it.
Oh, never let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Yeah. So, of course not. I like that. I like that saying. So you performed in Perth, and you performed all around Australia?
I've performed in Perth predominantly. I tend to I'll do like a few sets here and there if I'm around. But Fringe has been my main focus for the past year, because I think if Fringe in and of itself isn't necessarily good for you financially. I don't know, you know, we could go into that, but Fringe is, you know, the people are there, the audience is there, and it's a really good way to test your show, like to get, you know, feedback on it. But I guess there's an expectation with Fringe that you are being a bit experimental and a bit, you know, you're just trying things out to see how they work. So you've got an audience that's, they're not expecting it to be this polished, perfect thing.
Yeah.
And I also have, I've recently closed off, but I was running a monthly variety show. So I was bringing together lots of different types of acts like drag, burlesque, stand-up comedy, but framing it in a way that was more about showcasing diverse people in Perth, because there's a lot of comedy clubs that are great, but they really are very strong on the white male lineup kind of thing. So I wanted to see diversity in Perth.
So as a female comedian, do you ever find yourself that you feel a little intimidated, or that you feel like you're like you don't feel like you're in place at all?
I feel that people are intimidated by me and therefore treat me differently.
Just because you're a female?
Wouldn't admit that. Yeah, and I'm also just a very strong personality, and I'm very secure in myself, and I don't ask permission to be anywhere or to take up space. So I don't find people are intimidating, but I do find that people in comedy, particularly men, don't treat me as an equal.
Is it because do you feel because they feel threatened, maybe?
Probably on a deeper level.
Are you funnier than they are?
Always.
Well, that's the thing, I guess. I think that may be the thing. Okay.
I think that, it's interesting as well, because I do find that a lot of people in that scene like to give me advice I never asked for, or tell me how I should do something.
I hate that. I hate that. Like I started doing stand-up when I was living in Bahrain. And I was doing,
cool.
I was doing it on my own. And then after doing it for a year or so, finally a society they called the Stand-Up Society formed, and they were doing shows everywhere. And I wanted to get in on that. And they knew that I was doing comedy, so they invited me to do it. And I did my show. I was comedian number 4 on the list of 8. And I killed. I did amazing. These guys were very, very good amateurs, but I just killed. But the leader or the head of the society, he was saying to me, "You know what, Majid? You should really introduce yourself, tell people where you're from and how you got into comedy, where you got into comedy." And I said, "Dude, this is not an AA meeting, All right." I'm not here to say, "Hi, my name is Majid." Hi, Majid. No, this is not what's going on here. And he goes, and I heard you talking to this guy. You were commenting on what he was wearing, and he shouldn't be wearing those kinds of clothes. That he should be wearing something like a suit and a tie. And dude, he's not giving a lecture, right? I mean, how do you know that what he's wearing is not part of his act?
Yeah.
So I was saying this to this guy, and I said, "You got some nerve, dude. Look, thank you for inviting, but don't tell anybody how to do anything. If they fail, it's on them. If they succeed, it's on them. You are just a witness.
Yeah.
Right?
And I think what I find as well is that when I go to like a standard comedy room in Perth, that's not necessarily the audience that's going to resonate with what I have to share, because a lot of my comedy style is very autobiographical. It's just stuff that's happened to me, and it's not going to land the same way as people who might be in a room that's full of like queer people or gender diverse people or women or Gen Zs or whatever. So I think the whole idea of like what is funny and what is not is completely subjective, and I think that's important to remember.
Yeah, and after I told this guy that, I was never invited ever again. To be
of course you weren't.
And
you weren't sucking his dick.
Yeah, well, pretty much so. And the thing is, Arab people, particularly those in the Gulf, they are a very, very jealous people, like insanely.
Oh, okay.
They're like they don't help others or want to collaborate with others. Instead, they would sabotage them.
There's a lot of that going on.
And I was really pissed off because I was doing this comedy thing before they did, and they sabotaged me that I couldn't even get a gig anywhere. They would stop them from hiring me, and I got really angry with the whole thing.
Yeah.
And in Bahrain, unlike Australia, I can't walk up to him and smack him in the face because I can go to jail and be deported for that. All right. So
That's crazy.
So I'm just waiting for this guy to ever come and visit Australia. All right, and I'll give him the fucking Aussie treatment, just so he knows what it's like.
Welcome to Australia.
Yeah, exactly right, so...
I think we do. I think there is a lot of that in the comedy scene, but also from running a variety show, I think that's across the board when it comes to arts and entertainment, is there's this, I guess, there's this ego at play with a lot of people, and I find that equally frustrating because I think my attitude is that there's space for everyone to win, and we do need others to, to support one another, and that there seems to be this sort of like a scarcity mindset when it comes to, succeeding and thriving, which I find extremely frustrating.
No, it is. I mean, like, there's always going to be somebody that's better than us, always, and there's going to be somebody that's even better than them. This is not it's not. It doesn't necessarily have to be a competition. You see, I'm also a sketch writer. I've published almost 50 sketches, and most of them overseas. And I'm trying to find actors and I'm trying to find writers to collaborate with, because I want to try to do sketch comedy that relates more to the Australian scene, because I was doing stuff that was relating to the Bahraini scene. Right? And it's just so hard because everybody's too sensitive. Oh, I can't talk about this. Oh, I can't play this role. Oh, I don't want to make fun of transgender. You're not making fun of them. We're including them in this sketch. If anything, they'll be honored and probably laugh at themselves, Like, I don't do anything for the sake of wanting to hurt anybody. You know what I mean? It's very offensive and it's very racy and it's very raunchy, but at the same time, it's done in such a clever way that it doesn't feel like an attack.
And I think I was talking to someone about this the other day. I think that's the role that comedy can play in society. I think especially, I've been thinking about it a lot with the current, political climate that we have. And you look at the history of comedy and the role stand-up comedians play politically, using satire and subversive arts is actually really important. So, being offensive isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just about the intention, like you said, like what are you actually trying to achieve by making that joke?
See, I feel that today's generation, they have all the attributes of an egg. They want to stay inside and they don't want that shell to be broken. They're so afraid of coming out of that shell. But eggs taste better when you break them, and you can do so many things once you break an egg. You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah, I love fried eggs.
Fried, scrambled, sunny side up, whatever. The point is, get the fuck out of that shell and stop being so scared. Just see what's out there. We used to always push the boundaries, and there were some comedians that used to break the boundaries, but those ones that broke them just exceeded the creativity of how far you can go. I just feel I personally feel that all these people that are having such a problem with what everybody is saying these days, they're trying to contain not just free speech, but they're trying to contain it in our comedy, in our art, in what we do. And it's completely frustrating, and it makes you want to break some heads. Sometimes it makes you feel violent, right? Like, are you the one that didn't like it? Bam! All right? I bet you don't like that one even more. So just like chill. I mean, God did give us opposable thumbs. If you don't like something, you can just scroll right through it. You don't have to make a comment. Not everything needs a comment. I see things on the internet that frustrate the hell out of me. But if I was to pick a fight with every single one of them, I wouldn't sleep for the next 23 years.
Yeah, I agree. It's really funny when I get a lot of hate online, and it doesn't bother me because, I'm so secure in myself that there's really only my mother can upset me. Anyone else, it's like, I don't know you. And I get all these really funny comments online, and I'm just like, I just think it's just interesting that people would take the time out of their day to, come for you about stuff that's like not even an insecurity. Like they'll be like, oh, your hair or this, that, the other. And it's like,
just get a freaking life. Get a freaking life. Seriously. But you think,
it helps me because the algorithm pushes my stuff out when people comment.
You're living rent free in their minds.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time. Don't worry about it.
When you said that the only one that upsets you is your mother, you just reminded me of a story that I have to just share. Yeah. I have to share this. You see, when you're married for 16 years, I'm divorced now, thank God I'm free. But when you're married for that long, right? See, there's an expiration date when it comes to sex. It does stop, or it comes close to stopping. So there was a time where I had to trick my wife to have sex with me. But it was only a trick that I can only use once, because I could never ever use it again, but I only use once. I come home and I ask her, hey babe, how are you doing? And she said, I'm great. That's sign number one that things are okay. I'm great. I said, baby, it smells good. Do you need any help in the kitchen? No, almost done. 2. Do you want me to wash the clothes or fold them? I took care of that this morning. 3. Did you talk to your mother today? No. 4. Because every time she talks to her mother, she feels like absolute shit. And then I was like,
Yeah.
okay, did you talk to my mother today? No. All right.
Oh, even better.
And babe, let's have sex. And she was like, fuck. I walked into that one. All right. She couldn't figure out an excuse. The food is done. The laundry is done. Everything is done. All right. And the next day, every day I came home after work, hey, baby, how you doing? I feel like shit. Okay, fine. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
She figured it out.
She figured it out. That's why you can only do it one time. But I still count that as a win. Anyway.
Totally. Win to win.
Yeah. So, who is your favorite comedian?
Oh, it changes. It changes regularly. I'm really loving. I really love Ursula Carlson. I went and saw her a couple of weeks ago. I love her for many reasons. I think because she's a really loud, outspoken, angry woman, which I relate to. And I recently read her autobiography, and I find her background. How she came from nothing and she built herself up and just gave it a go. I find that really inspiring. Mm-hmm. And Eloise Eftos is also one that I look up to. She's doing the circuit at the moment, and she's taking stand-up comedy and mixing in different, methods and genres to, make her points. And I think it's fun. I think some people can be quite purist about what comedy is. And I'm just like, that's not a thing. Like, no one said you can't, integrate different things into your stand-up to make it engaging and make your point. So I really like her. And I'm drawing a blank on the rest. But
here's an easier question. This is a question that I added yesterday after my podcast. I had another podcast yesterday. Who is your least favorite comedian?
Now I'm going to have to think about this one.
You have an opportunity to really talk down about somebody here.
I don't have. Could I say it in more general sense? Because I don't have anyone in particular that I'm like, oh, I hate you. Because
no, it's not about hate. Somebody that you don't find funny that is somehow famous and successful, but you don't find he or she funny at all.
Who's that Carr guy? Jimmy? Is it
Jimmy Carr? Yes.
Jimmy Carr. Yeah. I find I can. So this is what I mean. I can appreciate what he does. I think some of what he does in terms of managing to be offensive in a really clever way. I admire his ability to do that. I just don't see any. I don't see the. And this is just my own opinion, but I don't really vibe with his work because it's like, what for? It just doesn't really have a broader message. It doesn't really have a deeper purpose behind the fact, oh, look how clever I am. I can make baby rape jokes and get away with it. I don't really find it to be as amazing as people make it out to be.
See, well, that's why we have these conversations. Everybody's got their own interpretation and the way they see things. That's great.
Yeah. I need everyone. Everyone needs to stop trying to do David Attenborough impressions. If they can't do one, don't do it.
I would do one, but I'm embarrassed to ask. I don't even know who that person is.
Oh, I've seen so many comedians get up there and make a joke about something that should be narrated in the David Attenborough voice, and then they do it, and it's just the worst. And I'm like, if you're going to do a joke, make sure you can do the voice properly.
Yeah. Well, impressions have to be spot on.
Yes. I mean, otherwise it's
My
awkward.
my favorite impressionist will have to be Jay Farrow.
Jay Farrow, yeah.
As a stand-up comedian, he is not that great, but his talent lies on how well he is in impressions. But
that's true, actually.
But as a stand-up, I think he's below mediocre. Michael Che, he's not an impressionist, but as a comedian, he is amazing. He kills it.
Yeah.
You can see people's strengths and stuff like that. I mean, being a great comedian, you don't have to be a great impressionist to be a great comedian. But you
No,
got
no.
people that are great impressionists, but they're not good comedians, but they can use that in comedy to get laughs.
Yes, I
And
agree.
Jay Farrow is that. Eddie Murphy is the best of both. He can do impressions and
Yeah,
he's great on stage.
yeah.
But again, we're talking 80s Eddie, 90s and 2000 Eddies, and I don't know. I keep asking myself, can Eddie still bring it on stage? He's a funny guy always, but can he do another special? That's my question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same with Jerry Seinfeld. I don't think that went down too well.
Seinfeld is in the list of my least favorite comedians. The show
Yeah.
was great, but that's because of Larry David more than it was about Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh God, yeah.
But
I also really love. I've been a long time fan of Ross Noble. I think he's brilliant, and I think he, someone with ADHD, he's just like the poster child for what someone with ADHD can achieve on a stage if they just let themselves be who they are. Because most of his stuff is completely improv, tangent, in the moment, and that audience interaction. Like, he's just incredible. He's just the way his brain works. Like, I'd hate to live with the guy, but he inspires me a lot to not cling so tightly to like a set, but to work with what you've got in the room.
So you have ADHD?
I do. I've got ADHD, autism, and I've got complex post-traumatic stress disorder. So I'm pretty disabled.
You got the trifecta.
I do.
But, so I have a nephew who's autistic and a cousin who's autistic, but it's like very severe. Like I could not speak to them the way I'm speaking to you.
Yeah, I think it's autism in women, it sort of shows up differently, and it's harder to spot because we're so used to that typical picture of what someone with autism looks like. But in women, it's harder to catch, and they're only really just sort of like studying it at the moment.
Yeah.
So
I didn't realize there were so many different levels or types of autism.
Yeah,
My first, I was introduced to autism in the movie Rain Man.
Oh yeah,
That's when we learned about autistic people. And when I found out that my cousin was autistic, I was like, I can't wait till he turns 18 so I can take him to the blackjack table. Right?
Yeah, there's this meme floating about it. It's like, I didn't get the...
It didn't work.
I didn't get the math.
It so didn't work. I need to talk to the writers of Rain Man, right? And he's like, that's bullshit. You gave us high hopes because I thought having an autistic person in the family was going to make us millionaires, and you guys lied to me, all right? I tried the whole calculator test, and he didn't know it. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's like really, really different levels. It's like, I don't know. We just weren't fortunate enough to have Dustin Hoffman's type Rain Man in the family.
Yeah, well, there's a meme floating about. I'll try and send it to you if I find it. But it's like, unfortunately, I didn't get the maths autism. I got the addiction autism.
Yeah, we definitely didn't have it. Definitely did not have it. Definitely did not have it. I was pissed off. Yeah, we definitely did not have this.
What a jerk.
Oh God. Okay. Let's see. I got a series of questions here. My handwriting is all over the place. So, where was the moment for you? The moment where you said to yourself, "Yes, this is what I want to do."
Oh wow!
I do have some good questions.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. There's been a few moments, but one moment that stands out to me was I had been on a break from comedy for a couple of years, but I always kept thinking about it, and I was always writing jokes. And I was on a plane to Alice Springs, and I was working a job that it was I felt like it was coming to the end of my enjoyment of the job, and I'd already designed this oracle deck that I use in my show at the moment, and I was really into the idea of bringing spirituality into a space where we're allowed to be funny and authentic. And this whole Fringe show, like the whole show just like downloaded into my brain on the plane. And it was just like, honestly, it was like a firework, the heavens opened up kind of moment of like, oh, this is how it's going to work. And this is how I'm going to create a brand of comedy that works for me. And yeah, I just remember fully committing to the idea, and, and I was like, all right, we're going to do this. This is what I'm going to do. So that was a huge moment for me.
Okay, good. So How do you prepare for a set?
I've been trying a few different approaches. I tend not to be someone that learns their set by rote. I don't think that works for me because if I'm standing up there worried about remembering the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, I lose the thing that's important to me when I'm up there, which is connecting with my audience. So I want to make sure I'm making a connection. That I feel it's hard to explain, but I feel that there's an energetic space between me and the audience. So people are leaning in. So I actually prepare by backstage, I will have like my dot points for kind of where I'm going with each thing. But more of my focus goes into turning up as Gemma in her full self on stage.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
This is currently something I have learnt about last week. You can do espionage, but it's like seducing. So it's sex-spionage. So you can like go and like seduce people for whoever you're working for and get secrets. And I just think that I'd be so good at that. Sex-spionage.
That sounds like has that been created? Is that a thing?
Yeah, so it's actually the most common version of espionage that the American and Russian government use against each other.
As an Arab,
because if you think about it, men think with their dicks, so it's easy.
Well, of course we do. I mean, that's the only brain we have left. Okay, because we've done all the right things and still got us nowhere. So now we're trying a little wrong. Okay.
Yeah, but it does make sense because it's like if a man is really tactical and smart in lots of other areas, but they see a beautiful woman, that's like a weakness. So, yeah.
Well, there's a reason for that. It's because our heart melts for beautiful women. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
What profession would you not like to do?
I don't want to do any profession. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to participate in capitalism anymore. I hate it. I hate it here.
Okay. I can totally dig that because working means you're part of an imprisoned establishment.
Yeah, it's designed
that is designed to keep you in debt for the rest of your life.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yes, preach it.
Yeah. I could, but that would take another hour. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
You've been a naughty girl. But like in like a cute way. He's not really that mad. He's just like, are you?
Well, they say God does have a sense of humor.
Oh, yes. The Bible does have humor in it, in little bits.
Yeah. Well, that's the end of our questionnaire. How did you find it there, Gemma?
Oh, that was so much fun. Thank you so much for having me.
No, most welcome. And I really hope that we get to meet each other one day if you come to Adelaide and have you come and do another podcast. So thanks for you guys watching. I appreciate it. This has been The Magic Hour. I've been your host, Majid and Andary, a.k.a. Magic Lab. Be sure to subscribe and follow my channel at Fame Film Agency and at Majid and Andary. And also follow Gemma Frances at unhinged.oracle.
Yes, and if anyone is in Melbourne, I am in Melbourne for the month of Fringe. I'm running my show, Unhinged Oracle. It's live fortune telling / public roast. If you'd like to have your entire soul roasted by me or watch someone else get roasted, please come to my show. You'll find the link in my bio on my Instagram page.
So you're going to have your funny bone tickled and your mind blown.
Yes, and I'm not responsible for any breakups, okay? My lawyer said I'm not responsible.
So lawyer up. Okay, anyway, thanks for joining us. And until next time, I've been Majid and Andary, and peace out.
I'm broke, bitch!